Sadie 9.
BBC Essex.
Now, you know that one of my favourite things in the world to do is to sing. I just love it. It's such a shame that we can't sing at all at the moment. We can't sing in groups at the moment during this pandemic, for good reason, of course, because singing can be so good for you, for your mental health and for your soul as well. I miss it dreadfully, I really do. So I'm all for singing wherever and whenever we can, and so does my next guest. He's known as the singing Cabby from Brightlingsea. He's helped to keep the people of Brightlingsea entertained throughout the pandemic, and he's hosting the opening event for the town's month-long WinterFest. So let's speak to the singing Cabby himself, Neil Carlisle, who joins me now on BBC Essex right now. Afternoon to you, Neil.
Hi, Sadie. How's it going?
It's going all the better for speaking to you. Now, we're going to talk about WinterFest in just a moment and how people can get involved, but I just want to know, how did you become known as the singing Cabby? Take me back. What happened?
Well, basically, I was a musician in the army for 15 years, and when I came out of the army, I started driving buses in Colchester, but I was in the King's Own Scottish Borderers, but I started taxiing probably about 15 years ago, and I used to go out doing the odd gig and that, and I thought, I need a name for myself, and that was appropriate, I thought, just the singing Cabby, because I was taxi driving then.
Right. So the singing Cabby, I just love that. And did you actually sing in your cab to people?
No, I never got around that. I was too busy concentrating on traffic driving around Colchester.
So what sort of songs? What's your thing? You said that you played in the band when you were in the forces. I mean, what did you play then, and what do you play now?
Well, I played trombone, was my main instrument in the army, and I play accordion as well, which I learned at school. But I taught myself guitar while I was in the army. But I still play in the military band now. You probably heard it, the Essex Yeomanry Band in Chelmsford.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, I play in that, but obviously we've not played together since March last year, so hopefully if things ease, maybe we'll be able to get back together and play as a band again.
It's good for the soul, isn't it? What sort of songs do you like singing?
I do all sorts. I mean, from folk right through to country and western, rock music, rock and roll, modern stuff as much of the modern stuff as I can do.
Now, Neil, if you've got your guitar to hand, can we have a little snippet before travel? That would be brilliant to have a little quick blast.
Yeah, okay, then hang on. And you wouldn't expect this really from a Scotsman, but this is a Bob Marley song, and it's one everybody knows. Yeah, okay.
Go on then, off you go.
Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing's gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing.
Oh, we've got a terrible connection with you. Neil, we've got a dreadful connection. We've sort of lost you. And my guest that I'm speaking to at the moment is the singing Cabby from Brightlingsea, Neil Carlisle. And we were halfway through a song there with you, but unfortunately the technicals got ahead of us. And it often happens, doesn't it, Neil, that they just can't deal with these sort of, I don't know, whether it's Zoom or whether it's whatever, or Facebook or whatever it is. It just can't seem to cope with singing and music and all together, Neil.
Yeah, I think a lot of what it is, well, I'm playing guitar, and I think it's the strings are very sharp, and I think it sort of pings into the microphones and things, and they don't like it.
They don't like it, which we will talk about. But let's have a little blast of what you were singing, if we may, because you got very rudely cut off there by whatever we were on.
Yeah, then I hope you're going to be singing along, Sadie.
Of course.
This was the Bob Marley song I was singing through, okay? Don't worry gonna be alright.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Neil, for that. Brilliant. Sounding
Singing along,
great.
and everyone else out there was singing along.
Well, luckily, they did take me out because that is one of the problems, of course. I'm actually broadcasting from home, so we are down the line, and there is a slight delay, which means that I'm a little bit after you. So sometimes I cut in on you and sometimes I cut out on you. And if I sing along with you, I am just a fraction of a second behind you, which annoys my team immensely. When I sing along, I'm here at home singing along with all the songs that we play. I can't help it. I just naturally sing. But I'm just a fraction of a second behind. So it's annoying. So luckily, Neil, they did take me out while you were singing there. But that is a problem, isn't it? I mean, will that be a problem for WinterFest? How are you going to be doing WinterFest? Tell me about it.
Yeah, well, my specific part is I'm doing an open mic evening on Thursday the 4th, which is starting at 8 o'clock. But the way we're going to do it, we're going to have a Zoom meeting, and everybody will have their turn. But when they're not singing, there's a mute button, so you'll click the mute button so they're not getting interfered. The same problem, they would like to sing along, but they can't.
Exactly that. Can you imagine it if you got 20 people on a Zoom and they all started singing along at slightly the wrong time?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So how's it going to work? How do people get involved?
Well, the Brightlingsea WinterFest has got a website. If anybody wants to go onto that, it's brightlingsea.winterfest.co.uk, and you'll find a link on there, and it's got all the events on for the next month, and there's a variety of events on. As I say, my open mic's kicking it off on Thursday, but we've also got, it's like a Wellbeing and fitness day all day Saturday, and we've got a music evening on the 12th, but there's other individual things going on as well. There's poetry, and there's a young couple in Brightlingsea are sort of just starting to get quite big now in the rock scene, which is Aaron and Grace. They're called When Rivers Meet, and they're doing an evening on the 19th at 8 p.m. But there's a full list of events on the website if anybody wants to get involved or just listen. You don't have to get involved, just listen to everything.
This is such a good idea. It really is a good idea. And, well, thank you. We've had so many people let us know that you have kept Brightlingsea smiling throughout the pandemic. What exactly have you been up to then? Tell us what you've been doing.
Well, and when the first lockdown happened about March, obviously being a taxi driver, my sort of work just dried up overnight, and I thought I've got to keep myself occupied doing something and try and keep morale up a bit like we used to do in a military band, really. And so I started to put a different song on every day, and I eventually put on 60 songs in 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done. We're just losing you again.
My wife was a bit sick in the end, because I had the dining room turned into a recording studio, so it kept us all sane. No?
How do people check you out, Neil? Do you have your own website or something? How do they check you, or Facebook or whatever?
Yeah, it's on my Facebook page, and it's on Spotted Brightlingsea, which is the Facebook page for Brightlingsea, and I have got something on. I've got some stuff on YouTube as well.
Fantastic. Neil Carlisle, thank you very much indeed for joining us. And WinterFest launches this week, as you can see, with the singing Cabby, Neil Carlisle, who's kept Brightlingsea entertained during the lockdown. I love it. If you know of someone like Neil who's helped your community, do let us know. It really is the make a difference as well, isn't it?